Hello, my souled community. I know it's been a minute. This is going to go under the category of probably diary. I haven't yacked in a while because I didn't even want to hear the sound of my own voice. Um, Last 2 years, as I keep saying, has been really a mess. And it's like the destruction of the old. And now I'm in this place where I finished the things I had to do without my ADHD meds, which was terrifying because I had to go through a lot. And then I had this huge healing on December 1st. Now, in my 20s, I have a video on this. I haven't published yet, but in my 20s, I was a regular in New York City. But now, hitting my almost 60s, I was terrified in New York all over, like for the first time, because I used to go. My dad used to bring me when I was little because he lived there, coming over from France around wartime. But, anyways, I just haven't I've been in a very apathetic state, I guess, is the next stage of this metamorphosis, going from old trauma patterns, internal disgust, self hatred, body dysmorphism, whatever you want to call it, uh, coming out of all of that into something new. And I don't know what the new is. And so I guess the next phase of this spiritual, physical, mental, and emotional metamorphosis is to go through this sort of apathetic stage where I'm just so sick of trying everything I used to try, my artwork, my everything, trying to speak, trying to be heard in the world when half of me doesn't even want to be here. It's very difficult. It's like two lives at the same time, two different agendas. One, I knew what I wanted to be when I was young, and I had ambition, I had, discipline and all that. And then just all the patterns of trauma just eked into my life and took over. And I never really had an identity at that point. I just knew art. That's all I knew. And spiritual stuff. And so I thought I was going to make a life out of that. But the more I tried, the more I failed. The more I tried to get my artwork off the ground, the more I fell on my face. Uh, because it really comes from the subconscious. It really does. I don't care what you try to do in your life, if you can't go through that closet of yours and figure out where your blocks come from, you're not going to get anywhere. And that's what I've seen. And I recently started, I'll backtrack with some of my videos. I just haven't finished them. I just have not finished them. I had, even going back last year to when I left the West Coast, I did a little video on the fairy garden that I set up. I need escapes like that to live. And now those escapes are being taken away from me. Everything that I've known that was safety for me has been ripped out from underneath me for the last 2 years. And I knew it was coming, but it doesn't matter. It's when it's happening. And I was a codependent person. So now being ripped away from codependency and all the things and the people that I found I tried to live through instead of my own self is now coming to pass. And I guess they say we do more than one awakening, we do many. I, for me, it's just been nonstop, like coming out of all the stuff that is no longer serving me has been going on since 2016. The catalyst, as I always say, being my parents dying. That was like the loose, the grip being loosened, and me free falling into whatever, no programming. I found a wonderful podcaster, and I would love to give you a list someday of the ones that I found information, comfort, knowledge, whatever, healing even. And there's a beautiful lady called Maria, Mriya, and I bought her book, 72 Keys to Manifestation. Jeez, I can't even talk. I don't want to be doing this, but I need to be doing this. I need to feel like myself again somewhere in this. I have to feel like myself again, at least the part of myself that was real and not a program that was designed by my parents. Anyways, okay, so I started doing the manifestation book, and what appealed to me was that it was channeled information. because there's a higher information out there that we all have access to. So I guess that's the state I'm in right now. I'm forcing myself to do this video because I really don't want to. I haven't wanted to. I barely eked out the one I did with Soul 2K, but my energy was super low. But the one thing that, as an ADD person, that I've never experienced before, and I think this is the spiritual part popping in, is the stillness part. Anytime I had stillness in my life, I had to run around, go do something, go travel. It was like I was avoiding those things that I had to look at. And I can't avoid them anymore. And now that I am looking at them, and I'm also, it's like we're moving in different directions at the same time. Trying to heal, but also trying to get past the healing part and actually start to create again. Like, who is this person going to be? I always say this May, I turn 60, and I keep saying it's got to be the beginning of a new identity, a new this, whatever this is. So I don't know if any of that made any sense, but I just had to get it out there. I had to do this process again, like when I first started doing videos, and I did not want to talk. I did not want to be out there. I didn't want anybody to see me. I've been fighting this. Like when I was in my 20s, I guess when people come from abuse, a lot of times they want attention from the public to replace the love that we didn't get at home. But it's not in a pompous, arrogant way. For me, I would force myself to do the modeling gigs. I would force myself to do the New York movie stuff because I'm like, you can't disappear. Many, many years later, getting kicked in the head a bazillion times, having layers and layers and layers, lifetimes, karma, blah, blah, blah. All of this stuff, just keeping my, head to the ground. All now just coming apart, all coming free with work. Every single layer I've uncovered has been work, emotion, anger, just all kinds of stuff coming up, getting unstuck. So I don't know where I'm going with that, but either way, I just wanted to connect with you all, and I hope in this time right now that even though I'm going through my own personal turmoil, I know the world, there's a lot of people going through some real physical stuff out there right now, and I pray for them daily. I send love wherever it needs to go. I kind of envision the earth as a big giant white globe, and I try to send love to that globe. And if we can't do anything else for anyone else while we go through our awakenings, our processes, whatever, we can do that. We can send light. We can send what I like to imagine is little pink hearts going out to people in need, because when they make their way there, that energy helps uplift things. Believe it or not, that frequency can help, and it can transcend space and time. So I guess out of my little rant here, everything is everything all at the same time. I guess it's like a quantum thing where everything is happy and sad at the same time. Everything is exciting and boring at the same time. Everything is moving forward and backwards at the same time. So I send love to you all for being here, for being on my channel, for waiting for videos or content or anything. Sometimes I'm afraid to post little stupid things because I'm like, no, this is a serious channel. But it isn't. I don't want it to be. I want it to be fun eventually. I want it to be just all things. Because to me, Get Souled is all things. It's life. It's the good, it's the bad, it's physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. So it's like anything that moves you in a direction, sparks you, whatever. That to me is what Get Souled is. But Get Souled has been the, how do I want to say this? The cover for me to be able to speak. I couldn't speak as Sue Reed. I couldn't do that. And I'm hoping one day I will. But in the meantime, Get Souled kind of gives me that little bit of a microphone, I guess, to do what I need to do. And out of all of this, if it helps anyone, I guess that would be my ultimate um, gratitude. So thank you. And I will have more content coming out. I'm working on the video that I did the apartment redo without my ADHD meds. Well, I had some, then didn't. My blood pressure was so high at that point because of the pressure. No money, no budget, nothing. I was just on a wing and a prayer, and my body was absorbing all of that. And I think I was very close to a heart attack at that point. Runs in the family, and I have had my direct line die of such things, so it made me scared. And then December 1st, I went for that healing, and that kind of like stopped the speeding locomotive. And I will try to get that content on here. Okay, that's all I can do. Thank you for being here. Love you all. Um, tell me about what's going on in your life. Tell me about what your struggles are. Tell me about how you get through in a line or two. I appreciate any and all comments. Thank you.